Let's Start supports female offenders and their children while promoting policy changes. Joining us is Let's Start Executive Director Rachel Cramsey and Women's Support Coordinator Toni Jordan. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
So let's talk about Let's Start. It's been around since 1989. 89. And how was it founded? Why?
So Let's Start was actually founded by a school sister of Notre Dame, Sister Jackie Tobin, and 3 women who were recently re-entering the St. Louis community after periods of incarceration. And I mean, quite simply, they got together on a Tuesday evening, had a few snacks, but just really their conversation was about their experiences and the barriers they were up against in re-entering the community. And you know, at the end of the evening, they just felt uplifted by each other's experiences and their stories, and decided they wanted to keep that community going. So on a night in August of 1989, when it was just the 4 of them, they kept that momentum going every Tuesday evening, and now we, you know, still have that group going on, and we see a crowd of about 30 to 40 women now, as opposed to 4.
Well, one of the interesting things that I find about your group is that everyone who's in the capacity of leadership within the organization, well, I guess that wouldn't count you, right?
Right.
But in some way, shape, or form, has dealt with an incarceration. They can relate firsthand and really reach out to the women that you're trying to talk to. Hence, Toni. So, Toni, tell us your story and how you became connected and involved with the organization.
So over a period of maybe 17 years, I was out on the streets, homeless, as I chose to be, and using drugs, doing whatever in the streets. Had children, had a husband, but that was not my priority. The drug had taken over my life, and it was just really bad, a dark road. And I was out there for that time, never thinking I would get off of drugs, but began shoplifting and to support my drug addiction, and that took me in and out of the jail system many times. So the last time I had went to Vandalia, you know.
Which is a prison.
Which is a prison,
right.
Yeah, Vandalia Women's Prison. It was in, I went there April 6, 2004, and it was like 10 days later, I was told my mother had passed away, so that was like a gut-wrencher, and taking everybody's life for granted, children, husband, mom, family members and things, and I was in prison doing a 7-year sentence, and I'd done 30 months on that, and I had heard about Let's Start many times, and I had went a couple of times, but never connected, I guess. But this last time I did, I wanted something different. I wanted to do right. I never wanted to pick up drugs again. And I just wanted to be the mom, the grandmother, the wife, the sister, and everything that God had placed in my life to be. And I started going to Let's Start again. And but it felt like home. You know, I got a lot of encouragement, a lot of women who have been where I've been, talking about the struggles and things that they go through with their children. I felt, oh, it's not only me, that it's others going through that. So,
you said 2 things that I thought were interesting. One is you said, by my choice. That was the first thing you said. And the second thing you said is that, you know, they gave you a second chance. We have to take a quick break. But when we come back from the break, I want you to talk about some of the real services that are offered to these women. And I'm sure part of that is really looking at their situation and taking accountability, which I just heard come out of Toni's mouth. And the second part is that, you know, what other things do you do to really help? Because she said you gave her a second chance. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more. Stay with us at STL Live. We'll learn more about Let's Start after this break.